Welcome to the Fit 15 podcast show, where you'll find health and fitness inspiration, motivation, and information shared in 15-minute episodes. Tune in while getting a move on to make leading and enjoying the benefits of a healthy lifestyle almost too easy. It's the Fit 15. And now your host, Catherine Basu.
Welcome to the Fit 15 podcast show. I'm your host, Catherine Basu, and my guest today is the CEO of Marathon Kids, an organization I found out about just over the past few months, but they've actually been around for over 20 years. So let me share a little bit more about my guest with you before I share more about the program through my conversation with Cami. Cami Hawkins is a healthcare professional, philanthropist, fitness enthusiast, volunteer, and chief executive officer of Marathon Kids. Combining business acumen with her career objective to help other people and her personal passion for empowering kids, Cami is uniquely qualified to lead Marathon Kids to new heights, bringing a fresh approach to overcoming traditional not-for-profit challenges. Cami joins Marathon Kids with more than 20 years of experience in the healthcare industry. That experience has ranged from being vice president in a large payer organization, a business owner, a CEO of a multidisciplinary group practice, to most recently a managing consultant with GE Healthcare Camden Group. Cami is a proud Texas Longhorn with a BA in economics from the University of Texas, Austin, and a master's in health administration from Trinity University in San Antonio. She is married and has 2 children, former Marathon Kids, now in college. Cami, welcome to the Fit 15. I'm so excited to have you as our guest today.
Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here. Yeah, absolutely. So Marathon Kids is a nonprofit that has been around, believe it or not, for 24 years. And it was started by a woman who just said that she had come to running late in life and just felt like that if we could get kids moving earlier and have them adopt running and walking as a part of their everyday lives, that they would be more likely to stay active as they became adults. And so it's a running and walking program where we challenge kids to track their miles over a course of a semester or a season or even a full year. And we challenge them to track up to 4 marathons or more if they want to do more. Mm-hmm. And they do it in quarter mile increments. And so they set their goals and then they track those goals over time and try to achieve four marathons.
I love that. It's a really good example of what I try to get clients to do, and really anyone working on any health goal, right, is break something down into the small, manageable goals, and so I'm sure that's a good skill that they'll be able to bring into their health journeys beyond just getting moving, right? So that's really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And you had asked, what problem are we trying to address? So I know that you know, and probably most people know that our lives have become a little bit more sedentary. Kids today have a lot more screen time and, they're on their computers and video games. And so we've really seen a reduction in the amount of physical activity that they're getting on a daily basis. And so kids need a minimum of 60 minutes of moderate to vigorous physical activity a day. And unfortunately, only about 20% of kids today are actually getting that amount of activity. Mm. So Marathon Kids is a way to incorporate that into their everyday lives and teach them that physical activity is fun and that they should be out there moving their bodies, and then hopefully it'll teach them to adopt those practices for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, no, I love that. And so then where can people find a Marathon Kids program, and how does it work just, for people that are not familiar with the program?
Yeah, so primarily we're in schools. So like I said, we're a nonprofit. So we get grant funding and corporate partners to support programming in schools. And so basically what that can look like is a before or after school run club, or it could actually be incorporated into the school day as a physical activity break. And so we have volunteer coaches that run those programs in schools. Additionally, we're in community-based organizations, or what we call out of school time organizations, so like YMCA, Boys and Girls Club. So we have opportunities for those organizations to do Marathon Kids as well. And then finally, we have what we call our Marathon Kids at Home program, where just a family, a mom or a dad, can decide to be the Marathon Kids coach and get their family moving and track their miles together. They can do it just as a family, or they might want to do it as a neighborhood group, or, you know, a play group opportunity where the moms or dads get together and offer Marathon Kids at Home.
That's really cool, because I think you and I were talking about this before we started recording, but just the power of, you know, having kids watch their parents or whoever their main role models are being active is a really good motivator, because you can tell kids to do lots of things and they are more likely to do what they see you do versus what you tell them to do, right?
That is absolutely right. So we talk about our 6 pillars of long-term behavior adoption, and one of the most important ones is role modeling. And so whether that's a coach or a teacher at school or a parent at home, it is so important for those kids to see that behavior modeled, and that just reinforces that positivity and that, you know, that knowledge and understanding that it should be a part of their lives. So absolutely, the parents are the first role models.
Love that. And you shared in your bio that you have 2 kids who are both former Marathon Kids. Anything that you could share from their experiences with it, or from having them be Marathon Kids as a mom?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, my kids were Marathon Kids back in the day. So the program has changed a little bit. The 4 marathon program is something relatively new in the last 3 years. So we've really kind of upped the ante on the amount of physical activity that they're doing. But my kids did it when they were in elementary school, and you know, it was just such a positive program. They really just enjoyed the running aspect of it. They of course enjoyed the prizes; those are always good motivators too. And then they really remember kind of the end of the year, the final lap or the final mile celebration that we would do at the end of the year. I can say, you know, they're both, my son just graduated from college and my daughter is a sophomore in college, and they still to this day are very active. And
Hey friends, it's Catherine. If you are joining us and only have 15 minutes for an out and back walk, that is your halfway point reminder. You want to turn around now. All right, back to Cami.
You know, I wouldn't say that they're big runners, but they definitely, you know, are physically active and know that part of that came from doing Marathon Kids as a kid.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. And I'm sure there's probably lots of great stories from other people who have gone through it. Anything like inspirational things that you've heard from people who have gone through it that you might be able to think about the top of your head?
Yeah, there's a ton of great examples. I'll just tell you one story about a young lady who's running with us this year. She's out in Lampasas, Texas. She's a 4th grader, I believe, 3rd or 4th grader, and we had told her at the beginning of the year that about this young man who had run the most marathons in Marathon Kids ever, and it was 22 marathons over the course of a school year. And so, of course, she made it up in her mind that she was going to go after that goal. And as of last week, she had finished 21 marathons and, you know, was definitely had that 23 marathon mark in her head that she wanted to wrap that up before summertime. So it's just incredible the way that it can change people's lives. We've heard kids talk about how it really solidifies friend groups for them. It gives them an opportunity to really talk with each other about, you know, they don't have to all be super fast or super athletic or go the furthest, but it gives them an opportunity to share with their friends the goals that they're setting for themselves and really develops that camaraderie. And I'm sure if you're a runner, you know how important that is, that it's not how fast or how far, it's just having that community of folks that believe in what you're doing and know what those goals are and are there to help support you and help you get there.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think, you know, definitely for people that aren't runners, it is good to know that running communities are really supportive and inclusive even when you're an adult, right? So I'm always surprised when anytime I go to a running event or, you know, go do a race, I really love experiencing that. And I wish more people knew that, because I think sometimes people are intimidated by runners that are running the full race when they're only maybe walking it, or walking a lot of it to get
Yep.
started.
Yeah, totally agree with you. I mean, I know that I've experienced that personally, and we see that with our kiddos too. And we get that a lot of time when we say marathon kids. People think, oh my gosh, you're training kids to run marathons, and we're like, no. It's an incremental running program, and that it's either running or walking, and that everyone is different. And again, we're not setting out there to create elite athletes. We're just really want people to understand the importance of physical activity in their everyday lives.
No, that's awesome. And so you mentioned that you guys have some challenges as a program. What would you want to share about that?
The challenges of our program is really just, being able to reach as many kids as we possibly can. As a nonprofit, always fundraising is front of mind. So, we have corporate partnerships. We apply for different grants and foundation grants, corporate, family, institutional foundations, government foundations. And then we just, accept individual donations from anyone where running has made an impact in their lives and wants to contribute to Marathon Kids. So I always say if we had all the funding in the world, we could reach every kid in the world. So sometimes we're limited by that, but we try to stretch our dollars as far as we can and reach as many kids as we possibly can. This year we had right at 100,000 kids running with us across the country.
Wow.
And so we're just looking to grow and reach as many kids as possible. And we do focus our grant funds on the Title I schools and the schools where there's a significant population of kids on free and reduced lunch. So we really want to reach those kiddos that don't have that opportunity and access to any kind of sports programming or even just fun physical activity programming.
That's really cool that you guys do that. I have a past life as a classroom teacher, and I worked at a school that all the kids were on free and reduced lunch, and it was, I got a lot of kids excited because I was a teacher and coached cross country that didn't do cross country before to do it, but that can be a little scary. So I think it's good that there's another option where they'd be able to get active, and because a lot of their parents would not be a role model for that per se, just might be even because they're working a lot, right? So
that's exactly right. Yeah, that's what we've found primarily, is the issue. And another great thing though about our program is that it has that reverse effect. So if we put programming in a Title I school and we get these kids moving, what we see oftentimes is they bring that home to their parents, and they teach their parents that, even if they are working, they could be working multiple jobs, or, their schedules might be crazy, but we have oftentimes seen kids that really get attached to the program. They want to do those extra miles on the weekend. They want to, stay physically active in the evenings and on the weekends. And so we've actually seen the kids have that positive influence on the parents and get them active and out and healthier. So
that's awesome. No, I definitely, as a personal trainer, some of people come to me with all different reasons why they want to get started with their routine, but the ones who want to be good role models for their kids are the ones that are often, the most successful. It's a really, really good motivator, and so I'm sure kind of in that working in reverse, where getting the parents who want to be spending time with their kids doing that in an active way is a huge benefit. That's really cool.
Yeah. And actually, we have a promotion that we're doing this summer that we think is really an opportunity to just kind of try out Marathon Kids. But we've partnered with Dr. Deborah Gilboa and the Today Parenting team to do what we're calling a summer walk and talk challenge. And basically, you sign up and we send you the mileage logs for one marathon, so 26.2 miles. Again, in increments, quarter mile, half mile, however much you want to do at a time with your child. And then Dr. Gilboa has created 26 kind of conversation starters or topics that give parents an opportunity to talk to their kids about things that are going on in their lives or in our society or, as a culture. And so we're partnering that walking and talking campaign for the summer just to we know that there's a little bit of a drop off in the summertime with physical activity. So this is just a way to keep kids active and an opportunity for parents to be active with their kids and to have some conversations that they might not otherwise have.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. One of the things I love about exercise is it can be really easy to kind of bring in the other aspects of our overall health, right? So not just our physical health by getting moving, but also like our social and mental health by having a walking buddy or a running buddy and being able to talk during that time too.
Yeah, that is again, you hit the nail on the head. Another great benefit of Marathon Kids. All of the research supports the idea that kids that are physically active do better. They are able to focus when they're in school. We've seen, better behavior in classrooms. We've seen better academic performance. And so to your point, that social emotional wellness, as well as just getting your brain active, being physically active kind of lights your brain up and you're kind of in a better position to learn. So all of those kind of extra benefits that come along with physical activity, are extremely powerful. And we just see so much evidence of that across the board.
Oh, that's awesome. So we definitely have to get people to check out that, which starts on June 1st, the summer promotion, right?
Yep, absolutely. They can just go to the website. It's marathonkids.org and then /walk and talk. And you can get your kids signed up there. And like you said, the program starts June 1st.
Awesome. And then what else, what other ways are good? Obviously, there's the website, and then any other good ways to stay in touch and see what Marathon Kids is up to?
Yeah, absolutely. You can follow us on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook. So we have all of our social media outlets. And then I would just encourage you to go to the website. You can sign up for our newsletter. Absolutely would love for you to donate to Marathon Kids. But yeah, just to stay in touch and involved, just follow us on social media and sign up for our newsletters.
Very cool. A quick question for you with the donations. So I don't know if you know any of this off the top of your head, but sometimes I feel like it's, if people knowing like this amount would bring one kid through the program, or do you have any stats on that for people to have in mind?
Yeah, absolutely. So our program right now costs about $15 a kid for an entire year's worth of Marathon Kids programming. Wow.
That's
so
awesome.
that includes all of the rewards. So our largest corporate sponsor is Nike. So the kids at the completion of each of the 4 marathons, they get these really cool Nike rewards. And then of course, just the cost to run the program and support with the coaching guides and the marathon logs and fuel logs and all of our other support materials.
Yeah, well, no, so everyone listening should at least go donate $15 because that would be one kid.
I would love it.
We'll have to see how they do with that challenge. Go walk for 15 minutes and then donate their $15 for feeling better afterwards.
Feeling inspired, yeah.
Well, Cami, it's been really great chatting with you and learning more about Marathon Kids. And I really, really appreciate you coming on, and look forward to hearing, what people think after learning more about the program themselves.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you, and thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to talk with you today. Like I said, I can always talk about Marathon Kids, so thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. You're welcome.
Thanks for listening to the Fit 15. For show notes and more, visit fitarmadillo.com/podcast. See you next time.
Hi, friends. It's Catherine. I hope you enjoy my conversation with Cami Hawkins of Marathon Kids as much as I did, and are all set to sign your kids up for the challenge that starts this Friday, June 1st, 2018. And whether you have kids or not, that you're going to do a donation and at least share the information to help more people learn about this wonderful nonprofit. I also want to check in because June 1st is actually going to be a deadline for a lot of things this week. So one thing that you might have forgotten about, or maybe you're new here, is the giveaway I'm doing with Mia Moran of Plan Simple Meals. She has a great journal that's going to help you make it easier to plan out everything in your life: food, lifestyle, spirituality. and work. So if you have not checked out my interview with her and enter that giveaway, make sure you do so before Friday, June 1st. And then my guest tomorrow is actually going to also have a June 1st deadline. So lots of exciting things this week. Make sure you don't miss out on those deadlines. I will chat with you tomorrow if you subscribe to the show. Thanks for listening. Bye.